Hey love, welcome to Midday Motivation. I am Hope Knowles and I am here to get you motivated. Have you ever felt like you are on a hamster wheel and you're just spinning and spinning and spinning and not going anywhere? You're working all day, every day, putting in all this effort and not making any progress whatsoever. Well, it's time to get off of that hamster wheel and start moving forward. So why are you not moving forward? One reason you may not be moving forward is because you always looking back. Like, how are you going to progress forward if you always got your head turned around looking at what's behind you? If you always focus on what happened in your past? If you always looking at how somebody did you wrong? Like, if you're always focused on what's behind you and looking back, and while you may not be literally looking back like I just was, you are living in the past, you're holding on to things you shouldn't be holding on to, then how are you supposed to move and progress and move forward? The thing is, things are meant to be in our lives for reasons, seasons, and lifetime, and very few things and people are meant to be there for a lifetime. But a lot of times we'll hold on to stuff. So why are you holding on to it and not letting it go when that reason and or season is up? We have a fear of loss. That's why. Like, we fear it's not going to be replaced, and we do this a lot with people. Like, we'll hold on to people, hold on to toxic relationships because I love this boo thing. Like, who's been in a toxic relationship before? Me? And you hold on to that person. Like, but what if better is not out there? And I'm not just saying cut people loose anytime they do something wrong, because we're human. We're all going to make mistakes. But if you're holding on to someone that's not good for you, that's not good for you. Like, you need to let them go. And don't keep holding on to them because you're afraid that nothing better is out there. I stayed in a toxic relationship for almost 5 years that God told me 2 months into to cut him loose, like he was not the one. But because I loved it in him, I was trying to hold on and make something that was never meant to be work. So you've got to let go of the people and the things in your life that are no longer supposed to be there. And when we're constantly holding on to things in our past, things that God has told us to let go of, what we're saying is, I don't trust you, God, to provide better. I don't trust you, God, to replace what I'm letting go of. Even though that may not be what you're doing intentionally, that is actually what we're doing. And this is an area that God has been working with me on. Like, he's told me to move in my career to a different place in a certain area, and I'm kind of been hanging on to where I'm at because it's comfortable. I'm great. I'm the best of the best, you know. God, I'm killing it. I'm slaying it. But he's like, it's time to grow. So now it's time to go to the next level. But for me, the next level is going to mean I'm at the bottom of the totem pole. I'm the underdog. I don't have the experience. I don't necessarily know what I'm doing, but it's going to get me better. Because if you want to get better, if you want to grow, you have to surround yourself with people that are smarter and better than you. If you're always hanging around people on your level, you're going to stay on your level. If you're always reading books on your level, you're going to stay on your level. If you're looking at TV on your level, you're going to stay on your level. Like, you got to level up. You've got to take your group, your networking group, your business group, your social groups to another level. You've got, and sometimes even your friendships, to another level. You've got to look at more informative stuff on television if you're going to look at television. You've got to listen to different things on the radio, on podcasts, read books. You've got to expand. You can't stay in the same place and stay here and expect God to take you here. If you are doing everything in life here, then this is where you're going to stay. That's why you're on the hamster wheel, because you're not doing anything to go higher. You've got to elevate, and if you go here and here and here, eventually you'll get up here. And then God is going to tell you to reset, and he's going to take you up again on another level the way he's doing me now. And it's scary. And then also, like I told you, with relationships. Now, I'm not in a toxic relationship now, but again, I have been before, and you just hanging on because you scared that God's not going to send you somebody else. Like, he got you, but you got to trust him. And it's a process, and it's difficult sometimes to let go. But when God is telling you to let go of something or someone, you got to trust him more than your fear. And when trying to let go of something, remember that God has plans to prosper you. His will for us is good, pleasing, and perfect. So if he's telling you to let go of something, even though it may seem scary, if he got plans to prosper you, if his will for you is good, pleasing, and perfect, then you better let that thing go so you can get the good, the pleasing, the perfect things that he has for you so that you can be prospered the way that he wants to do you. But sometimes if you holding on to that dead weight, God not going to take you to another level, because he not fixing to let you take Tyrone and Junebug with you because they not supposed to be with you. He got a Joseph waiting for you, or Boaz, or whatever the case may be. He may tell you to let go of a certain job, and you're like, but no, God. But as long as you stay in that job where you the best of the best, you're never going to grow because you're not being challenged. Nobody's coming at you. Nobody's trying to take your place because you're the best of the best. And he wants to move you to where you may be the bottom dog on the totem pole, but the things you're going to learn is going to end up in the long run taking you to another level, to levels that you never could have imagined. So to get first thing to get off that hamster wheel, you got to stop looking back. We just got to stop looking back and leave the past things in the past. The next thing we got to do is we got to come up with a plan. You can't get forward, you can't progress in life if you don't have a plan. If you feel like you're always busy but you never see any progress, you probably don't have a plan. Like, you can be busy and not be productive. I could literally stand in my driveway all day and bounce the basketball. Just bounce it, bounce it, bounce it. It would keep me busy, but it doesn't benefit or help me in any way whatsoever. Maybe if I was trying to get into the WNBA, it would be beneficial. But as a motivational and transformational speaker, that has no benefit to me at all. Basketball doesn't benefit me in any capacity. So I would just be busy doing something that's unproductive. And when you're operating without a plan, that's all you're doing. You're just bouncing that basketball, and it's bringing nothing of a productive nature to your life. So how do you come up with the plan? You got to come up with your goals, and then you come up with a plan for those goals. See, a lot of times what we're doing is we're just trying to make our dreams happen. Like, I got a dream. I feel it in my shanana. And I'm about to grind for this dream. But your dream without a plan is just a wish. Let me tell you again. Your dream without a plan is just a wish. So you gotta have a plan. And before you can do your plan, you gotta set goals. Okay, so this is your dream. This is a dream that God has gave you. What's the goal? What's your end game? Where do you want to be? And then once you figure out where you want to be, take it in baby steps. Like, your goal may take 15 years. And if you're thinking 15 years out, it can be overwhelming. So you're going to take your goals and you're going to break it down into baby steps. What can you do in the next month, the next 2 months, 6 months, etc.? Because how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You can't eat the whole elephant at once. You can't pick that elephant up and put it in your mouth. You got to eat it one bite at a time. And you've got to tackle your goals the same way. One bite at a time. Once you've assessed your goals, then you can come up with a plan to implementing them. And that's going to help you start getting off that hamster wheel. We are walking in our purpose with purpose on purpose. And in order to live a purpose-filled life, you got to have a plan. Like, you can't get there without a plan. So you got to create your plan, and then you've also got to stop looking back. Leave everything that is not for you in 2020. We are getting ready to go into a new year. Yes, tomorrow is the first of the year. It's going to be a new year. So leave everything that's not for you in 2020. So before the end of this evening, take inventory. If you watch this video at a different date, before the end of whatever day you watch it, take inventory and leave all of those things that are not for you in the past. Trust God that if he's telling you to leave it alone, he's going to replace it. He's going to elevate you. He's going to give you that prosperous life, the things that he has promised that he's going to do for you. You just got to let it go. You can't take that toxicity with you. We never predicted 2020. Like, we were in 2019, like, 2020, the year clip vision, yeah. And we've been on lockdown with masks, millions of people out of work. Unfortunately, lots of people getting ready to face foreclosure and getting evicted because they can't pay their rent. Just terrible times that we never could have predicted. So we can't predict the future, and we don't know what 2021 holds. But let's make sure that we are doing everything within our power to live the greatest life possible. Because I'm here to tell you, even though 2020 was difficult and it had its difficult moments and it was hard for a lot of people, I am an example of God blessing me in the midst of famine. And the same way he can bless me in the midst of famine, he can do it for you. I bought a house in the middle of a pandemic where our state was completely on lockdown. I was still able to get out and view a home and find it and go to the closing table and move in. I found love. I received promotion at my job at a time where people were getting furloughed. But it was because I listened to the Holy Spirit. Like, I had the opportunity to take 3 different positions within my company. And I knew I didn't want A. And B was what I was going after. Because I thought it was just A and B. But I didn't know that God had created opportunity C. Because if I had took opportunity B, which is what I wanted, I bought my house in May, I would have been furloughed in June. So I would have literally purchased a house and been furloughed. But because I took the position that God created for me, because I allowed myself to be Holy Spirit led, I never was in that position, y'all. So I want you to know that even though we don't know what this next year holds, and I'm praying and believing and hoping and trusting God that it's going to get better for people, because it's so sad what so many have gone through in 2020. Just know that you serve a God that can bless you in the midst of it. But it requires work. Faith without works is dead. So don't be that believer walking around talking about all that you're believing God for, but you're not putting in work. And spinning on a hamster wheel and not doing anything progressive is almost the same as not putting in the work. We've got to put in the right work. You've got to be Holy Spirit led and allow God to give you that plan that you need so that you can start getting into this purpose and doing the things that you want to do. If you haven't already subscribed, then you need to do it, because I'm telling y'all, 2021 is about to be popping. Like, God is growing me, and through him growing me, I'm able to grow my brand, which helps each and every one of you. So it's like a win-win-win, but it's uncomfortable sometimes because he's stretching your girl, but we're gonna get there together. So hit subscribe, click that bell so you'll get a notification, and if you have prayer requests, please drop them in the comments. If you're struggling with anything, drop it in the comments and let me know what you're going to leave in 2020. Like, let me know that as well. But if you don't feel comfortable sending your prayer requests via the comments, you can always DM me on Facebook and Instagram at Crystal Clear Hope. I promise to read it, I promise to pray for you, and I promise to respond. You have an amazing day. I am Hope Knows. This has been your midday motivation, and I will see you the next time. Bye.